Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? 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 I'm not gonna take too much of you guys' time, man. I just want to get this off my chest with this James Harden trade, man. Just I don't even know what to say. Let me give it like 2 minutes for people to catch up to this live. Also, let me know where you're coming in from. Check in and let me know where you're coming in from. Let's give it like 2 minutes. Let's allow people to catch up to this live. Let me pull up this box score while we wait. For people to come in here. Just give me a second. Where the box score at? Okay, let me just pull that up. Let me see where we got people coming in Norfolk, Charlotte, San Diego, Alaska, Puerto Rico. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Alan NG said, "Be patient, bro." Australia. What else we got? East Texas. Somebody said system working. Let's give it like another minute or so. I'm not going to be on here too long. I just want to get this off my chest about this trade. Belize. Shout out to Belize. Funny enough, I was watching. I just followed Shine today on Instagram, saying they need somebody from Belize. That's what's up. Morocco, Compton, Brooklyn, VA, Las Vegas. I see you. Cape Verde. I see you. Florida. Let's give it like another 30 seconds. We got Philly. Shout out to Philly. Bahamas, Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out from Harden's ego. All right, let's give it like another 20 seconds. We got Kenya. Shout out to Kenya. Arizona. What else we got? Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore. Toronto. Brooklyn to Vegas. Let's give it like 10 more seconds. Let me see. Let's try to get these likes up. Let's try to get these likes up to like 100. South Carolina, Queens. Shout out to Queens. And Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, let me get into this real quick. I'm not gonna take too much of y'all time, but I got to get this off my chest. Shout out to Long Island and shout out to Egypt and California. Y'all know I wasn't a fan of this James Harden trade. Y'all already knew this. Okay, y'all already knew this. Why was I not a fan of James Harden coming to the Clippers? Number one, I thought that the Clippers already had everything in place to be a good team. I already thought that. Number one. Number two, James Harden has had a terrible reputation over the last 3 years. James Harden is known now as somebody that goes to teams, and if it doesn't work out, he either wants to quit or he wants to get traded. He's going to try to get the coach fired. It's always something. And I said to myself, James Harden made it clear he didn't want to be in Philly. Now, what we heard was he wanted to go to LA. At the time, I'm saying to myself, why do the Clippers and Paul George and these dudes want James Harden on their roster? They already got a stacked roster, so why y'all going out there for James Harden? Nevertheless, they pull off the trade. They get James Harden. And the first thought that came to my head was when Ty Lue said that he plans to start all of them. I'm like, how are you going to start James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George and have all four of these dudes in the starting lineup with only one ball? How's that supposed to work? James Harden is a ball dominant guy. Although Kawhi Leonard doesn't pound the ball a lot, he's somebody that needs the ball. He's going to have a pretty high enough usage rate, him and Paul George. Then you have Russell Westbrook, who's already running the offense quite well, in my personal opinion. He wasn't hurting them with his 33% three-point shooting because he was only attempting 3 a game. So the Clippers go out there and get Harden. What do we know about James Harden as a basketball player? Number one, he can score the ball. He usually has to take a high volume of shots to score the ball. He can assist the ball, but he's going to play with zero passion. Absolutely zero passion. Zero. He's going to play with zero energy. He's going to play no. Did y'all just watch James Harden in his game just now? Did y'all see how James Harden was playing defense? James Harden will put his hands out in front of the defenders, get into the defensive position. The defender would make 1 or 2 moves, and James Harden's body could not even rotate fast enough to even try to be a deterrent from the defender get into the lane. If you were watching that game when the Nets were switching, when the Clippers were switching on the pick and roll, they were searching out James Harden because they knew he was going to put up zero resistance. After James Harden gets beat on a play, he doesn't do anything else. He's not going to try to crash the boards. He's not going to box out. He's not going to try to run to the second. He's not going to do anything. Anything. Somebody just mentioned turnovers. Let me tell you guys why the Clippers have so many turnovers. Let me tell y'all how many turnovers did they have in that game? Clippers had 22 the other night. Tonight they had, let me see, turnovers. I'm looking at the box score. They had 15 turnovers to the Nets 14. Let's look at who led the way. Paul George had 3. James Harden had 5. James Harden had 5 turnovers. And then, of course, Kawhi Leonard had 1, and Ivica Zubac had 1, and then they sprinkled it around. Let me tell you why the Clippers have so many turnovers. The reason the Clippers have turnovers is because by them trading for Harden and inserting him into this lineup, they have totally effed up their offense. There's no longer a flow in the Clippers offense right now. I was watching that game. Do you guys know in the first quarter, I think the game was about, it had gone 6 minutes in the first quarter, and Kawhi Leonard had only attempted 1 shot in 6 minutes. It was James Harden, then it was Russell Westbrook, then it was Paul George, then it was Kawhi, then it went back to James Harden, then it went back. I'm like, what kind of offense is it? Why is everybody getting equal shots in this offense as if they're all equal players? They're not. They're not equal players on the court. James Harden is not as good as Paul George. Paul George is not as good as Kawhi. So why are they all sharing the ball like we're just going to share the love? Too many ball-dominant players needing the ball. Now, Kawhi and Paul George can play off the ball. Yes, they can. But when you now put James Harden in the starting lineup, if you guys were watching that game, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard at times were mostly spot-up shooters. Why would you trade for a James Harden to turn your best players into spot-up shooters? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Let me tell y'all what this is giving me the vibes of. Let's try to get the likes up to 200 likes. Let's try to get the likes up to 200 likes. Do y'all know what this is reminding me of? It's reminding me of 2 years ago when the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook. The Lakers traded for or signed him or whatever, traded or signed him or whatever. I forgot how they got him. The Lakers went ahead and did a move that they did not need to do. The Lakers would have been better off without Russell Westbrook. But nevertheless, they still went and got him. They still went and got him. Do y'all notice something else? Do you guys notice that the Philadelphia 76ers are actually doing better without James Harden? Who looks worse, the Bucks or the Clippers? It's easily the Clippers, because at least the Bucks is because of bad play. The Clippers is because of bad play and stupidity. At least all of us could agree that Damian Lillard trade was a good one. The Clippers, it was just self-inflicted. It was just self-inflicted. Appreciate the super chat. It's self-inflicted. The Nets, not the Nets, the Sixers, who did they just beat? I think the Sixers beat the Bucks. Let me check. I think who did they beat just now? I think, nah, they didn't play the Bucks. The Sixers just beat somebody. I think they beat the Celtics. Yeah, I think they played the Celtics. Yeah, I think they beat the Celtics. I was watching it. Oh man, I can't find the score. I think they're playing tonight. Boston. Yeah, they beat the Celtics. They beat the Celtics. The team that a lot of people feel is going to be one of the 2 teams to come out of the Eastern Conference. That's the first part. I want to get on Kawhi. And I'm beginning to change my view on Kawhi. Let me tell y'all what I mean. why I say I'm beginning to change my position on Kawhi Leonard. This is going to be a shocker for some people. I'm beginning to change my position on Kawhi Leonard as a basketball player. Let me tell y'all what I mean by that. You know, I thought Kawhi Leonard was cut from that Kobe Bryant cloth because y'all know Kawhi used to train with Kobe from time to time. Kobe started mentoring Kawhi Leonard ever since Greg Popovich told him in that All-Star game to stay in Kawhi Leonard's ear. That's when you saw a transformation in Kawhi Leonard's basketball game. So I thought Kawhi was cut from that Kobe cloth, that I'm going to show you guys what I'm about. And when I saw that he had the opportunity to go join LeBron and AD and said, nah, I'm going to go to the Clippers and I'm going to try to go build my own dynasty over here, I gained a lot of respect for him because he could have easily gone to the Lakers and won a championship. The Lakers won without him, so you know for damn sure they would have won with him. Do you think the Clippers can put it all together by All-Star break if it all stays healthy? I'm gonna get to your question in a second. I appreciate that. So I thought Kawhi was going to try to prove, like, okay, I'm that dude. But then what happens? They pull this move off. Kawhi Leonard's sitting there trying to build super teams. And then he said when he gets here, we all got to sacrifice. I thought you was the big dog. Don't you want to show the world what you got? Or you just want to be another cog in the system? I wasn't feeling that. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling that. From the best player, I'm not feeling that. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling that from Kawhi Leonard. Why would you call in James Harden to come and save the day? I'm not feeling that. Somebody, I want to answer Story Gomez's question. Do you think the Clippers can put it all together? Do you think they can put it all together if they trade James Harden? I'm not a system player. I'm a system, Charles. Yeah, what can I say? Kawhi is in his own bubble. Probably so. Appreciate that, Ed's Instruments. Appreciate that. So I'm already not feeling that with Kawhi Leonard. I don't like the fact that he said, I'll get my shot in the flow of the offense. I'm not feeling that. Let me see. Harden needs to get the hell out of there ASAP. Russ, Kawhi, and PG were meshing great 2 weeks ago. Exactly. Thank you, Kevin. Now things are complicated. Clippers are awful right now. He summed it up. Coming into this season, the only knock on the Clippers were their health. Were the Clippers going to stay healthy? That was the only question on the Clippers this season. Were they going to stay healthy? And for the beginning of the season, they were playing well. They were healthy. Kawhi, as a matter of fact, I don't think Kawhi has missed a single game this season. So you're like, okay, y'all got something going. Y'all got enough pieces. And then they decide to go trade for James Harden. They're talking about the reason we're going to trade for James Harden is because he's an insurance policy. Because what if Kawhi Leonard and these guys don't go down? But what about the impact he's going to have on the team while they're healthy? Let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes, guys. Let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes. What about the impact he's going to have on a team when they're healthy? That's the next thing. Let me get to the other part. Do y'all realize, I mean, I could be wrong. Do y'all realize they got Kawhi Leonard playing power forward? What kind of genius offense is this? They got Kawhi Leonard playing power forward? Kawhi Leonard was never a Draymond Green that's going to be banging and crashing the board and fighting for the board. Kawhi Leonard was never going to do that. Why do they have Kawhi Leonard playing the 4? Why they got Kawhi Leonard playing the 4? Do you realize once they put 2 defenders on Ivica Zubac or he's out of position, the Clippers can never get the ball? Did you see what happened in New York the other night? They couldn't get any rebounds. Did you see tonight? They were being out. Let me look at the box score. What was the box score in this game in terms of rebounds? Clippers got 59 rebounds. Okay, they what is it? To the to the Nets 53. So how did they get beaten? Let me see offensive. They got 11 offensive rebounds. The Nets got 14. So they lost the offensive rebounding. Let me look at it. Let me look at the three-point shooting. Let's talk about the James Harden effect. Let me roast James Harden up real quick. Somebody said, who is this person? Okay, Keish, or Kess, sorry. Clippers trade their depth, chemistry, and common sense for problematic Harden with washed up PJ Tucker. This franchise is doomed. Y'all saw what I posted on Twitter, on Instagram. Y'all saw what I posted on Instagram. By the way, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is CTABANZ. That's my handle on Instagram. Matter of fact, let me post it here because some people do reach out to me on Instagram. And also, if you want to follow the channel, let me get this rule here. Our channel on Instagram is follow us on Instagram is Dreamers Pro. Let me give you guys my Instagram handle in case you guys want to follow me on Instagram. But anyway, let me go back to this comment. PJ Tucker problematic. Exactly, yeah. So as I was saying, let me get on James Harden for a second. James Harden is talking about he is the system. What system has James Harden ever ran that actually worked? Name the system. Name the system. Somebody talking about can the Clippers get it together? No, they can't. They can't. They can't get it together. And guess what's going to happen? If this team continues to lose, James Harden is going to mentally check out. He's going to check out. Y'all honestly believe that James Harden is going to stay mentally engaged with the Clippers when he finds out it's not going the way that he wants it to go? Or if he finds out that, listen, they're going to be bringing me off the bench? Y'all really think James Harden is still going to be mentally engaged? This same James Harden that was losing playoff games and that same night going to a strip club? How, like, we talking about this James Harden? James, listen, if the Clippers do not go to the finals, forget about the Western Conference Finals. If the Clippers do not go to the finals, this will be one of the all-time choke jobs and embarrassments in NBA history. Y'all saw how I was getting on the Lakers 2 years ago? How I was like, you got all of these Hall of Famers and you don't make it into the play-in? The difference with that team is some of those other Hall of Famers were a little bit older. In the case of the Clippers, these guys are all in their early 30s. Westbrook is probably the oldest one out of them. He's 35. Paul George is 33. Kawhi Leonard, I think, is 32. Harden, I don't know. I don't care how old Harden is. So if they don't make it to the finals, this should be a stain for all of them. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Let me give y'all some data. Do y'all know before they traded for James Harden, Paul George was averaging 28 points a game. 28. Do you know since traded from James Harden? Let me tell you what Paul George is shooting from the field right now. Paul George shot 35% from the field today. He scored 24 points on, basically got 8 points from the free throw line, 35%. Kawhi Leonard is shooting 44%. He's shooting 16% from the three. Westbrook shot 20% from the three and 33% from the field. So let me ask y'all a question. What's the variable? Is James Harden. I don't want to turn into the Lakers, how they were blaming Russell Westbrook and all of that. But in this particular case, I'm blaming James Harden. And after I blame James Harden, I'm going to blame the Clippers organization. We got to talk about, you see, somebody got upset with me maybe about an hour or so, maybe like an hour and a half or so ago, that I'm a bandwagon Clipper fan and the person saying he's the real fan. I'm a bandwagon fan because I was criticizing the way that the Clippers look. I was criticizing the offense. I was criticizing this move. And I was in terms of James Harden. And this person said, well, you're not a real fan. You're a bandwagon fan. And to that person, I said, where did you see me sign a contract with the Clippers? Where did you see me sign a contract that said that if the Clippers as an organization are going to be doing idiotic things, that I'm going to, did I get, when I got married, was I getting married to the Clippers at the altar? Were the Clippers standing at the altar? No, help me figure it out. Did I get married to the Clippers? I started supporting the Clippers because Kawhi Leonard joined the Clippers, the same way a lot of people support the Lakers because of LeBron. The same way I started supporting, supporting the Lakers because of Kobe. The NBA is a star-driven league. And in most cases, when you have certain people room for certain teams, they're usually room for those teams because that's where they live. That's where they grew up. In most cases. Most people that support the Knicks are New Yorkers. You ain't got people in California talking about I'm a Knicks fan. You ain't got people in DC talking about I'm a Knicks fan, or people in Miami talking about I'm supporting the Knicks. No, the vast majority of the people that support the Knicks are New Yorkers because they live there. But in some cases, most people are following players. It's a star-driven, it's a player-driven league. So I started supporting the Clippers because of Kawhi. But what I don't like about what the Clippers are doing, and I'm going to say it, whether it offends some, I don't care. I'm calling it like I see it, because I would be a hypocrite to sit up here and be bashing the Lakers or bashing this other team and bashing those other teams when they're effing up. But when it comes to the Clippers, I'm not going to say nothing. Nah, that makes me a hypocrite. And I'm not going to do that. The Clippers are making clownish moves and decisions. It started off when they thought we're so smart that we're going to low manage our entire roster all of last season. I was so pissed about it. They were load managing and losing games on purpose because we're so mentally advanced that we're going to do something in a way that nobody else is doing. And meanwhile, you have no jewelry to prove that what you guys are doing will actually work. But nevertheless, they did it. And I had some Clippers fans telling me, no, don't worry, man. It's going to pay off. And I said, if the Clippers don't win this year, I'm going to go off on them. And then what happens? Paul George gets injured. And then what happens? Kawhi Leonard gets injured because the genius Clippers decided, you know what? We've thrown away our entire season due to load management. Then now we realize we're going to probably end up in a play-in tournament. So to ensure that we don't end up in a play-in tournament, we're going to be playing Kawhi all of these minutes, run his body into the ground because his body's not used to it because of the load management that the Clippers medical staff deployed all season long. He gets injured in the first game of the playoffs, and it's a wrap. Then it's a wrap. Then we come into this season, everybody's healthy. Everybody's made the commitment. This is like, okay, this is going to be the year. And then things are going just fine. And then all of a sudden, the Clippers say to themselves, you say, you know what? I know we got a good team. I know we got a good owner that's going to spend as much money as we can. You know, we need to think of something to do to F up this team. What can we do to F up this team? Let's start brainstorming about it. Who can we bring in to totally destroy our offense? And then somebody stood up and said, I got it, James Harden. And then Lawrence Frank and all of these guys were like, James Harden. I mean, James Harden is only the guy that is known as the guy that goes to teams and quits. Why don't we bring him in? Let's trade away our versatility in Nicholas Batum. Let's trade away some more of our versatility in Marcus Morris Sr., who at least could play more defense than James Harden. That I do know. Let's trade them all away, and let's bring in James Harden. And nobody said in the room when they were all high-fiving, like, wait, hold up. Wait a minute. We traded for James Harden. What position does James Harden play? Well, he plays the 2 or the 1. But don't we already got a point guard? Yeah, we got a point guard, Russell Westbrook. Okay. Maybe we need a 2 guard. But wait, don't we already got Paul George? Don't we already got Terrence Mann? Don't we already got Norman Powell? Don't we already got Bones Highland? They're like, yeah, we do. He was like, all right. But he's going to play small forward? But we already got small forwards. Okay, so what are we going to do? I think we should trade for him. What do you think? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. That was the Clippers meeting. They were just looking at his name. It's James Harden. Let's go get him. He's James Harden. What has James Harden done to make you believe that he would have been a good fit? What has he done? You should have already known you were in trouble when James Harden sat at the freaking lectern with his big ass beard that he needs to shave. Bro, it's all like, come on. Even Rick Ross trimmed down his beard. Enough is enough with it. He sat up there and he's like, the coach that doesn't appreciate me, because, I'm a gifted player. And when I feel limited, I feel limited, and you gotta know from me who I am. I'm not a system player. I am a system. You know what I mean? You get what I mean? And nobody in the room walked in and said, What is he talking about? What is he talking about? And now they're stuck with James Harden. So to answer your question, can the Clippers figure it out? No. No, they can't. They can't. They can't. No is the answer. No. Hell no. 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 Let me type it in the comment. No. No, they can't figure it out. They can't. The answer is no. If the Clippers want to figure it out, they need to trade James Harden. That's my only answer for you. Nah, we ain't twerking it up after 2 games. We are not twerking. Do you know what Kawhi Leonard's shooting percentage was before James Harden got to the Clippers? Kawhi was shooting close to 50% from the field. As of right now, since James Harden has joined the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard can barely shoot at 40%. The addition of Harden has ruined their offense. The Clippers have no offense anymore. Their offense is ruined. People are talking about the Clippers defense. Do you know why the Clippers defense is so bad in this particular? Because they can't make shots. They can't make shots, this particular team. Because they were defending better before James Harden. They can't make shots. And because you can't make shots, you can't set your defense at all. And when your players are not getting into a rhythm, they're not going to compete as hard when they're not making shots. James Harden got to go. He got to go. I don't know why they traded for this dude. I don't get it. Let me tell you what's going to happen at the end of this year. There are 2 things that's going to happen. 3. Either the Clippers trade James Harden at the trade deadline. That's option 1. That's going to be very hard. Do you know why it's going to be very hard to trade James Harden? For a few reasons. Do y'all know how much James Harden is going to be earning this year? $35 million. James Harden is going to be earning 30. It's like Russell Westbrook part 2, except with the Clippers. James Harden is earning $35 million. So the question becomes 2. 1, how many players are you going to get for James Harden? Because you're not getting a star. That's for damn sure. And 2, who the hell in their right mind wants James Harden unless you want to trade for Harden, use his salary, and write it off your books and waive him or something. The Clippers don't realize that James Harden was almost going to be out of the NBA after this season. Do y'all remember that? Do you know what all of these NBA players were saying? Steven Jackson, Kevin Garnett, Paul P. These are NBA players. I think Gilbert Arenas talked about, I think Kenny. They were actually questioning whether or not James Harden was going to remain in the NBA. Let's try to get these likes up to 500 likes. Why were they having this conversation? Because of James Harden's attitude. Because of James Harden's attitude. Not because of his game. If James Harden wanted to modify his game, he could go to another team and contribute to them. But James Harden is still talking about, I'm a system player. Who in their right mind, after hearing James Harden say I'm a system player, will want him on their team? Who? Name it. There are 30 teams in the NBA. Name 3 teams that will want James Harden. 3. And that answer will let you know whether or not the Clippers got a good trade. Name 3 other teams that would want James Harden. Name 3. Matter of fact, I'll make it easy for you. Name 2. Name 2. Lakers. Okay, fine. I'll give you the Lakers. Hugh. Lakers. Okay, I'll give you one. That's Lakers. Okay, and who else? Man, ain't nobody in no damn Washington want no damn James Harden. Nobody in no damn Washington want James Harden. They don't want no damn James. They don't want him. They don't want him. Forget about all of that. They don't want him. They don't want him. Forget about all of that. Now I know what's happening with the Lakers. They don't want him. Because if they wanted him, they would have went out there for him. If they wanted him, they would have went out there for him. So what's going to happen? James Harden going to come to LA and then do what? Take LeBron's spot? What's going to happen? James Harden going to be the 2 guard? He going to walk in there talking about he's a system. Nobody wants this guy. Nobody. Part of it is because of his game, and part of it is because of his attitude. So let me tell you what's going to happen. This was going to happen this season. Somebody's saying all of these teams. I didn't see any of these teams requesting for James Harden when he wanted to leave Philly. Where are all of these teams that people are naming? Because what I know was the only team that wanted him was the Clippers. We're calling all of these teams, but none of them asked for James Harden's services. It was only the Clippers. Nobody was checking for James Harden. Nobody. It was the Clippers, and that was it. Nobody. So let me get to this. This is going to happen at the end of the season. It's either Ty Lue makes some serious lineup changes. That's number one. Meaning you got to find a way, and I don't know how the Clippers are going to do this. You got to find a way to get James Harden to be on the floor for as little as possible. I don't even know. Can they play him 5 minutes a game? Is that too much? 7 minutes? Can they play him, 2 minutes a quarter? 8 minutes? They got to do something. But to me, Ty Lue has to figure out a way to get James Harden's ass back to the bench or to the bench. You cannot have James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George and Russell Westbrook. It cannot work. If you give it 30 years, it will never work. It will never work. So that's number one. Move Harden to the bench. Number 2, trade Harden. Number 3, you don't trade Harden, you play him to the end of the season, and this team is going to get blown up. No, I already went off on Kawhi. This team is going to get blown up. At the end of this year, if the Clippers continue with this trajectory, they're going to get blown up. It's a wrap. They're probably going to trade Kawhi or let him walk or whatever the hell they're going to do. And it's a wrap for this team. They're going to go into their new arena, and that's going to be it. The Clippers are going to get roasted in the media this year if they don't figure something out. Because this was an unnecessary trade. I don't support it. I don't care how many games. It's not going to work. Because I'm looking at the personnel, it's not going to work. So these are my thoughts, man. These damn Clippers, man. This is the reason why I don't like supporting teams, man. These goddamn Clippers. These goddamn Clippers. They just had to do it. They had to do it. They had to do it. You had something good going, and you just had to do something stupid. They had to do it. What is James Harden giving the Clippers that they didn't have? What, like, oh my Lord, God help me. These goddamn Clippers, man. You know what? Y'all not gonna make me get these Clippers are not gonna get my blood. They're not gonna get my blood pressure high, man. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being a part of this live. I don't even know what the hell to say, man. Somebody said stop. Somebody said, "Oh God." Somebody said, "Oh God, just stop being a." Bro, I can't, man. I can't. Anyway, appreciate that, man, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Catch y'all later, man. Catch y'all later. And for the Laker fans, man, hold your heads up, man. I don't know what to say. I know the Laker fans are going through it right now. I don't even know what to say. What's going on in LA right now? I don't know what's happening to the LA teams. It's crazy. It's crazy. Catch y'all later. Have a good one. Have a good one.